It is time now for the critically acclaimed OTR Pop Quiz. I don't know who the critic is that acclaimed it, but nonetheless, it is time for the OTR
It is
Pop
Eddie's favorite part of the show, though, we have to admit.
You were born in Chicago.
That's right.
Okay, so we will begin the pop quiz there. Chicago is where Abraham Lincoln won the Republican nomination for president in 1860. On the screen, we're providing you options. What was the name of the convention center where that historic event was held? Was it the Wigwam? Was it the Cow Palace? Was it the Spectrum?
I have absolutely no idea. Okay, let me see. 1860, Chicago. I'll go with Cow Palace.
Well, Cow Palace is in California. It's in San Francisco.
Sounds familiar.
It was the Wigwam.
The
The Wigwam was temporarily a structure that had to be torn down about a decade or so later. Okay, the next, you're a big supporter of food trucks.
That's right.
Is that true?
Proud to
Okay.
have brought them to Boston.
In fact, earlier this month you worked on one?
Earlier, last week, yes.
You did,
Served
good.
lunch in the Banh Mi food truck.
Okay, and if I say it right, Zinnikins, am I saying it correctly, is one of the trucks that you might see in the hub. So what is that truck's specialty? We'll give you a hint. It's on the screen. Think Belgian.
Okay. Zinnikins, Belgian, waffles.
You know, yes, when we went through this, I said waffles is too obvious. But that's what it was. Okay, you have 2 degrees from Harvard, as we mentioned at the beginning of this. Before going co-ed, the sister school to Harvard was Radcliffe College. Here's the question. In what year did the full integration of Harvard and Radcliffe take place? Was it 1969? Was it 1999? Or was it 2009?
1969.
It was 1999.
1999.
By the way, Radcliffe Yard and Radcliffe Quadrangle retain their Radcliffe designation in perpetuity. That's just a little nugget you can keep in the back of your mind.
You're too young.
I've been on the OTR Pop Quiz probably 3 times.
3
I've
times.
never survived it well.
You're doing great.
Yet I keep coming back.
You're doing great. You would like to be the first woman elected mayor of Boston. Tom Menino served the most consecutive terms, 20 years, 6 months. So here on the screen, we're going to give you some options. Now, since Tom Menino served the most consecutive terms, which was 20 years, 6 months, who's next in line? Is it John B. Hines? Was it Ray Flynn? Or was it Kevin White?
Kevin White.
It was 16 years. James Michael Curley also served 16 years, but he didn't serve them consecutively. You're off the hot seat. Brilliant finish to the OTR Pop.
I think she batted 500.
I needed
Batted 500. Brilliant.
a little mayoral
Brilliant.
history at the end.
So we talked a little bit about this before the pop quiz about funding. Ed asked you about it. But if elected, would you propose any tax hikes specifically here in the city of Boston? And if so, where would you go first?
You know, in Boston and in cities across Massachusetts, we are quite limited in the ability for cities to act without state legislative approval. So this is a comprehensive conversation that would require collaboration with our state partners. I support efforts that have been already ongoing to ensure through the Fair Share Amendment and other initiatives that we are working to have a more progressive revenue stream that cities would benefit from. And in terms of the city's work, we need to make sure we continue to tap into the resources that are available, working with our large institutions, for example.
But would you ever go to the Beacon Hill and say, I'd like to be able to institute or raise this specific tax for the city of Boston?
You know, the City Council has already put up several suggestions that we believe the state legislature could work with. Many of them relate to housing and finding critical funds to be able to address the deepening housing crisis.
Give me 1 or 2 examples.
For example, vacancy fee for investors who are purchasing buildings not intending to live in those units, just to offset the impacts of that. Thinking about how that could also help us repopulate some of the spaces that are now vacant because of the pandemic.
You're the only candidate to call for the reinstitution of rent control. Is that correct in Boston?
I would not say it's a return to, but
okay. How would you frame it?
So in Massachusetts, cities have been stripped of the power that we used to have to be able to offer reasonable policy tools around rents. This is the #1 crisis on people's minds across the city. And so I'm not calling for a return to old-style freezing of rents, but to be able to smooth over bubbles and prevent rent hikes from driving out residents. Rent stabilization has been used in places around the country when paired with other tools to increase housing supply. We need everything on the table.
So, but if there's a small homeowner out there listening to this, why wouldn't it hurt that small homeowner with only a few units and they're dependent on that income to survive?
Look, when we get to the point where there are specific policies in place, often there are conversations about exemptions for smaller landlords or duration of time or location. But the bottom line is that we need everything we have right now to solve the housing crisis. It is driving families out across the city, and we can't just sit back and wait.
Michelle Wu, thanks for coming in on the record.